Okay, there we go. Now we can link with Facebook. Awesome. Okay, we are live. How is everybody doing? Happy Monday. First Monday of March. Let's see here. Okay, boom. Awesome. And then I'm going to share on my end over here. We're going to wait to get some people in the room and then invite Jake of J.Ride Flips. I'm really excited to meet Jake. I hope you guys are as well. I will be sharing a little bit more background around his marketplace. Well, he'll actually be sharing a little bit more background around his marketplace, but also his YouTube channel. He's just a wealth, or he is a vessel of knowledge, rather. Okay, cool. All right, we're streaming. And welcome in. If you are here, let me know in the comments. Just shoot me a message below, or shoot me a message, comment below so we can get this algorithm going so that people know that we are live and that they should join in. All right, live now. Let's meet Jake of J.Ride Flips, reseller expert, YouTuber, and owner of First Class Treasures on District. Amazing. Join us now for this exclusive interview. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Jake is here. Jake, we're going to wait for the room to fill up, and then we will bring you on board. Hi, Huggy Buggy Boo. And Jake, you are now a seller in Vintage Jewelry Addicts. I forgot that you have to be a seller, and then you have to have the ability to go live to actually join. So, hello, Huggy Buggy Boo. I am seeing more interesting names on District every day. You guys are so creative. On Whatnot, there's a buyer, or actually she might be here on District, but anyway, the name is Don't Tell My Husband. I think that might be the best. That might be the best name I've ever seen. So, okay, guys, let me share this out just a few more places and just make sure that everyone knows what's going down. All righty. No, I didn't put it there. Okay, we are live. Jake of J.Ride Flips here to share background, reselling career, marketplace with the District, and selling secondhand in 2025. Okay. All right. Okay, and Jake, if we don't fill up the room in about 2 minutes, we'll just bring you on and get the party started and make sure that we share out the replay. So my last thing I can do is I can always hop on Facebook here. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Since I'm not live on my laptop, I always have to move my phone back and forth to make sure I can see my screen. Okay. All right, let's do this. Let's bring Jake in. Let's get started. If you guys are tuning in, please let us know in the comments that you are here. Jake, I don't know if I'm assuming you've done a duo. You can't change. So I think I will be big screen for you, and you'll be small screen for me. But our viewers can move us back and forth. So I just invited you. Let's go in. You were there? Okay, you're here.
Going, guys.
Thank you so much, Jake, for joining us tonight.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Thanks for having me.
Of course. How is your Monday going?
It's going great.
Nice.
Living the dream.
I know, right? I love that. Living the dream, selling other people's trash.
Exactly.
Right? Well, we have so much to talk about tonight. I want to personally thank you. I don't know if you heard me this morning share my story. I've been a subscriber at least 1.5 years, maybe 2 years.
Sweet.
So Jake has been my podcast, guys, as I've been, wrapping up things, moving things, doing reseller stuff, not necessarily income producing activity, but I feel like I'm productive, listening to Jake. And he really helped me to harness in on my I do sell women's vintage clothing on eBay. I've sold a couple of random things here or there because, you find it on the side of the road and you're like, I can sell that. So we're also going to talk to Jake tonight, not just about his marketplace, First Class Treasures, which is here on District, and we encourage you to go join, but also about his career as a reseller and in particular with eBay, because he is a vessel of knowledge. And welcome in, everybody. Let Jake know that you're here. Jake, remind me, how long have you had your marketplace on District, First Class Treasures?
It's been under 2 months, about 6 or 7 weeks so far.
Shoot, I thought it was longer. Okay, so just...
Yep. No, we started middle of January, so.
Nice. Okay. Yep. Very cool. Who are you working with, Ivan or Sienna?
With Ivan.
With Ivan. Okay.
Yep.
Nice. Cool.
Yep. Good guy.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. We love him. So let's take it back. Let's take it back in time, and I'm excited to hear this answer because I don't really know the backstory of how you found reselling and what was the most of it.
So I just really enjoy, I guess, entrepreneurship my whole life. There's the question: are entrepreneurs born or are they created? Right. So when I was 7 years old, I was in the Boy Scouts program, and I was given this little coupon book, and they said, "Hey, show your friends and family these, and they're only $10, and for every one that you sell, we will give you a $5 credit for like a rendezvous kind of thing where you can buy and purchase things." And so at 7 years old, I probably should have okayed it with my parents, but I didn't. I just went and I started knocking doors of people in the neighborhood over and started saying, "Hey, this is $10 if you want to buy it to help me with my Boy Scouts." And I sold like a ton of them. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome. So then I started knocking doors for shoveling driveways and mowing lawns all throughout my teenage years. And then there's this thing in Utah. It's really popular called summer sales, where you get recruited here in Utah to go sell pest control, alarm systems, or what's it called? Oh man, I can't believe I sold this for years. Solar panels that you put on top of your house. I got recruited to do that, and I did that for 5 years with pest control. So I would go knock on people's doors and get them to sign up. And then after doing that for 5 years, I started my own pest control company in St. George, Utah, where I used to live. And that was going really well for a while, but I wasn't like super enjoying work every single day. I didn't hate it. Like, life was still awesome, but I just wasn't super enjoying it. And then one day on YouTube, I saw Talking Trash with Gary Vee. He was going to yard sales and picking up mugs for 25 cents and flipping them for $25. And like, I can do that. So I went to a thrift store and I bought a Christmas mug on December 8th, 2022. And then it sold December 10th. And that was my very first sale on eBay. I shipped it in a priority bubble mailer and it broke. And I was hooked from that. And then I ended up going full time in just 3 months. I sold a third of my pest control company to Terminex after month 1, and then another third a month later than that, and then the rest of it 3 months after that. And I've been full time ever since, of February of 2023. No, 2022. It was 2021 when it started.
Okay.
In December. So yeah, it's been just over 3 years now.
I love that the first item you sold was Christmas joy.
Yep.
Does Gary Vee still do the trash, or I don't know what the series is called, but does he still go to yard sales and film it?
Yeah, he does it like every once. He'll do it live on Instagram and stuff, but he hasn't made a traditional YouTube video in a while. I think he's done like 8 of them, and the last one came out like a year and a half ago.
Okay. Yeah, I loved when I've always been a big Gary Vee fan myself. I actually quit my corporate job because of Crush It. That's my story. I read his book, quit like 4 days later, literally. I think a lot of people did because of that book, but yeah. So yeah, I loved when he started, promoting secondhand as a way to get yourself out of a, scary financial situation, and how you could just start with something that you have in your house. You don't need to buy something.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. It's really cool. I'm glad I found reselling for sure. It's been awesome.
That's so awesome. Okay, so the story goes, guys, if you're just tuning in, and if you are here, let Jake know that you're here. Really quickly, because we just got a ton more viewers pop in. So, guys, Jake is founder of First Class Treasures. I will link it in the comments. It's also in the show notes. But Jake is also quite a well-known YouTuber in the resale space. He has 4.5. I checked. I don't know if you know this, Jake. You have over 4.5 million views.
Mm-hmm.
And so some of his content, I would say, is the same as buying a course. And we're going to talk about how he started his YouTube next. But I definitely suggest that you guys also subscribe to his YouTube channel because he is updating on the regular as well. Hey, Jamie, welcome in. So let's talk about YouTube. Okay, so wow, you've been in resale for a while, but
Yep.
you're still kind of new. So how did YouTube come up? When did you start it? Why did you start it? What sort of content were you publishing at the beginning? What are you publishing now?
Yeah. So do you remember Vine back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 6-second looping videos. So I was on Vine. I think at one point I had 120,000 followers on Vine when I was in high school.
Wow.
And then I served what's called a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, where I left and I went to Mexico for 2 years. So I left on my mission with about 120,000 followers on Vine, and I was already starting to get sponsorships and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is cool. And then on that mission, I didn't have access to a smartphone and I didn't get on the computer or anything. I was just straight working for 2 years. And by the time I came home, Vine was dead. It was completely gone. And all of my videos were gone too. And I didn't have them saved anywhere. So I've always been interested in video content. When people would ask me what I want to be when I'm older, I would say that I wanted to host the Tonight Show with J.Ride, kind of like David Letterman and John and all those guys. So but yeah, so I've always done content, and then I started reselling on eBay, and I would watch a ton of Chris at Daily Refinement, and Osborne to Thrift, and Kevin the Commonwealth Picker, and I'm like, oh, I can make videos like these guys, and so I made 4 videos, long form videos that all got an average of 16 views, and then I think my 7th video got 85,000 views, and I got monetized on the 11th day. It was fun. So yeah, I started YouTube and had some early success, and then I just started making a ton of videos, like 3 or 4 a week for a while.
Oh, wow. That is so very similar to your story with like resale, where you sold something in 2 days. So
Yeah.
on YouTube, you were monetized in 11 days. So
Uh-huh.
you had just said really quickly that you were inspired by, Commonwealth Picker, Chris of Daily Refinement.
Yep.
Would you say that your content is the same now compared to what it was at the beginning, or have you found, because of the response of your audience, that there's now a certain sort of like channel that you're taking them that's different than how you started?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty similar. So right out of the gate, I started to amass a ton of followers, and I was super interested in making content, and it was making good money and all of the right things, and so it was really easy to make videos. In the last 6 months, I think I've only made 7 long form videos after making about 4 a week every week
Yeah.
for about a year and a half. And I've been married for just over 3 years, and my wife started to notice that I was still the same old happy me and stuff, but my personality was starting to change a little bit, and I was starting to become a bit more ornery and like I don't know, things were like changing. So we finally found some physicians that would do my blood work, and I learned that I have very low testosterone. I learned this about 3 weeks ago. I was at like 247, which is just really, really super low for a male. And my vitamin D, you're supposed to be super low is 30, and you want to be as close to 100 as possible. And my vitamin D levels were 7. So I've just been having these like super bad hormone imbalances and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like making content hasn't been enjoyable. It's actually been like a chore, and it hasn't been super fun. So I've actually haven't been making too much content lately. But now that we're aware of this and I've been making some changes and doing some stuff, like it's already starting to be fun to make content again, which
Yeah.
is great. I had a podcast called The Reseller Island. We did like
Remember that? Yeah.
we did like 19 episodes, and then I did 2 episodes in 5 months. You know, so it's like, but that just started again this last week as well. So, but your original question, my content hasn't changed a ton, just because the principles of reselling are the same throughout. A lot of things change, a lot of things come that you need to adapt to, but finding really good items, listing them, and giving good deals to people is what get you sales. And there's so many new people that come into reselling, and those people, you just need to hear it. And so yeah, my content is pretty much the same as it was when I first started, but I'm doing more like live thrifting and yard sale videos, which
Ooh.
is different and a lot more entertaining. And so yeah, that's definitely different for sure.
Absolutely. And I bet people really enjoy watching the live thrifting videos because you
Yeah.
can, in the moment, break down why and why not you're
Yep.
choosing. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so sorry to hear about the health,
Yeah.
I'm going to say health situation. And I'm grateful that you now know. You remind me to get blood work because I haven't had blood work.
Uh-huh.
We think we're invincible, right? And then one day we're like, we actually need to be on top of
Well,
things.
because so sometimes, like, I hate saying things like this because sometimes it comes across as arrogant, but even though I wasn't feeling good, I was still very high performing and didn't care what was going on around me. I'm just still going to get work done and provide for myself and my family. And so it was kind of like this block of like, wow, things are starting to turn down, but I'm just going to keep working harder and harder. And it's important to actually like take a step back and, you know, not be a victim, but like realize, hey, some things could be wrong, and if I get them fixed, like the days are going to be brighter, and you're going to be able to get even more done. So it's important to take care of yourself for sure.
Totally.
Yeah.
For our new viewers, Jake's YouTube channel is in the comments, but also in the show notes. And we were just briefly chatting around his journey as a YouTuber, and how he reached over 4.5 million views. There's also a video I'm going to ask him about, like question number 5, which is how to sell on eBay in 2025. But I want to hear from you, Jake. You know, I know this is it's tough to break down, but I have a feeling that you have probably like a TED talk. What are those basic reseller principles
Mm-hmm.
that you have come to find for yourself, that even though I'm sure there's many people that watch your videos over and over and over again, you still need to remind them these are the principles?
Yep. So there's a few main ones when it comes to actually reselling, and then I think there are some main ones outside of reselling that actually improve reselling more than the reselling tips. So I'll give the first. I would say the most important thing when it comes to reselling, and a lot of people actually get upset with me when I say this, but it's you have to focus on high sell-through rate items that are in demand that people actually want. It's a very popular business model on eBay to just buy 50,000 CDs that and not even check what they're actually going for, but just list them all at $5.99 plus media shipping. Whether there are 5,000 listed and 2 sold, or whether there are 40 listed and 40 sold. But if you focus on fast sell-through rate items, your life as a reseller is going to be significantly better. You're going to make significantly more money, and you're not going to be worried about the infamous algorithm, because if you buy things that have demand and you list them properly, they will sell because people are actually looking for them. A lot of times as resellers, we have this we just want to sell things that we like, which is great because that helps us, you know, like be happy and stay motivated to keep listing and keep finding things. But a lot of times we really just want to sell what we want to sell, and there's 17,000 listed and only 9 sold, and yours is just never going to sell. So that would be principle number 1. Principle number 2, the most important thing in this reselling business is sourcing. It's not listing. It's not even shipping your items. You have to ship the items to make money. But if you have 10 hours in a day, I would spend 9 hours if possible finding stuff to resell. Because again, we focus too much on the algorithm or our listings or our photos. And once you have really good photos and titles and listings, all you have to do is go find more good stuff and keep listing them. And then the third one I would say is to not think about the algorithm. Completely reframe and replace the word algorithm with customer. So not like, when should I post my items so the algorithm will support me? Like, if you just post good items with good photos, with a good return policy, you ship them very quickly, you have a good description, all of that, your customer that sees those items will want to buy them. We focus way too much on the algorithm.
That is such great advice. And Jamie was commenting about when you buy the items that sell, you won't have so much of a death pile either.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Good old death pile.
Oh my God. Good old death pile. Jake, have you ever listed something and it's sold in minutes or
Oh, yeah.
hours? Yeah.
So, like, I really focused on fast sell-through rate items. I'm really looking for those items that sell really quick. And honestly, I list 25 items a day, and I usually have at least one, sometimes 3 same-day sales of those 25 items almost every day.
So what is that
Good
percent?
stuff.
Try to do the math. 15%?
25 times 4 would be 100. So 3 times 4 would be 12. 4 to 12%.
I was close.
Good old math. I love math. I love math and science and numbers.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Math is important to be good at business. So something I tell our jewelry addicts, jewelry is a little different with comps. Sometimes people just like it, but
Yep.
the more that we bring, okay, guys, we just had a whole talk about this last week. The more that we bring the items that people want to our lives, price them appropriately, not too high, not too low, because we want to make money, but give them a good deal, we will attract people to our platform, to District. Is that something that you're sharing with your sellers, Jake, where you're like, hey, don't bring junk to the live sales, actually bring good stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, and so it's like, it's with live selling, it's tough because if you're only finding valuable fast sell-through rate items, it's like, oh, well, why wouldn't you just put them up on eBay and get significantly more money, right? So what I do with my business model is anything that has like a fast enough sell-through rate, I put them on eBay. And then anything that has a slower sell-through rate, but it's cool, I sell live selling. So like Betty Boop, for example, doesn't, like, the average Betty Boop plush doesn't have a great sell-through rate on eBay, but it's cool and vintage and nostalgic, and someone will buy it for $2 to $15 on a live show. So that's the kind of thing that I'm like looking for. Because yeah, a lot of people, they're trying to sell their junk, their death pile, and it doesn't do too well on live shows.
Right, and they wonder why their viewership starts at 15 to 20 and
drops to 4. Yeah.
Yeah, 5, just to be generous. Oh my gosh, I've learned so much from you, Jake. And so when I go thrifting, I'm checking the comps.
Yep.
And so I was in New York a few months ago, and I found, what collab was it? I want to say it was like Balenciaga H&M. One of those. Right. And I found it, and I remember like being like, and it was a $50 investment, which is pretty high.
Yeah.
I was looking at the comps, and I'm like, I feel like, and the reason I bought it is because so many had sold, like they had sold back to back to back, right? Like 3 a day or something, but there weren't as many sold, but there were like 4 listed, but they were really high prices. And I'm like, I can undercut everybody because I can get it for 50 and do it for 250. I sold it in 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I listed it.
Well, it's because, especially in those situations, like, a lot of people want the ones that are listed at $4.99. They're like, I'm just gonna watch it, and then some people will create a bookmark. And they'll be like, oh, if another one hits the market for cheaper, I'll buy that one, and that's probably what happened in that situation.
That is absolutely what happened. Yeah, it was fantastic. I think I listed at like 7:30 in the morning as well. So it was just a great little Like,
Uh-huh.
oh, coffee, this is awesome.
Boomski.
Oh my gosh. So okay, let's shift the focus a little bit. So just to rehash, guys, Jake is a reseller and YouTuber behind J.Ride Flips in the show notes. And he is also a fairly new marketplace owner here on District called First
Hmm.
Class. So Jake, why don't you walk us through what are people selling on First Class Treasures? I know we briefly talked about how you're coaching your sellers. What are you selling on First Class Treasures, and how can our jewelry addicts become involved?
Yeah, so first class treasure is basically the idea behind it. When I first started reselling, there was priority mail and first class mail. For anything under 16 ounces, you could ship what was called first class. So the idea behind first class treasures was we focus on items under 16 ounces. I still allow sellers to sell really whatever they want, kind of like an eBay or Mercari. But the focus is on these items that are under 16 ounces that can ship first class. And so it's called first class treasures because we are seeking those treasures that could be shipped first class back in the day and that what we would consider first class treasures, good stuff, right? Some of the things that are selling really well over there are like pocket knives and little brass antiques. Toy. We sell a lot of toys and sports cards, Pokemon cards, and then just like vintage collectibles. And it's you can sell anything on that platform, but it's mostly the little treasures that I sell a lot of eyeglasses and things too.
Oh, shoot, I have myself on you. Nice. Okay, so items
Nice.
are £1. I know we have many sellers in Vintage Jewelry Addicts who sell not just jewelry, but they sell like
Yep.
class and collectible household goods. Is that something that you would allow in First Class Treasures?
I bought
Ooh, what's
this.
that?
I bought this 3 cup stainless steel flour sifter off of First Class Treasures. Nice little home good kitchen. And
Yes.
I bought it from WSC, who I think I saw hop into the live stream here. so so yeah,
That
no, we lot of stuff like that sells for sure. Oh yeah, see WSC right there in the comments.
welcome in. Welcome in. David asked you a question. I don't know if you're able to answer this.
Uh
What
huh.
is your average margin after cost? Is that something that you are averaging?
Yeah. So I have a video called "If You Make Under $100,000 a Year on eBay, Watch This," and I go over numbers. So my average sales price is $42 on eBay, and my average cost of goods is $4.50. And after all the fees and shipping and everything, I make an average profit of $26 per item. So yeah, so it's 44, 26 divided by 44. That's what, like a 58% margin. Let's see how good my mental math is.
Yeah.
59% margin. So
Yeah. David, are you also calculating your margins on jewelry? What's your
and
margin, on jewelry, David?
yeah, yeah, because margins. So like a lot of people will say, "Oh, well, I'm going to buy this CD because it's basically free. I got 5,000 of them for $40." And then it's like, "Well, I'm just going to list it cuz why not?" And so then all of a sudden you have a eBay store of 26,000 items, and it's awesome because your profit margin is going to be insane cuz it could potentially sell for 8 or 10 or $12. But if there's no demand for it, it's just going to sit and sit and sit. And so like the high margin it's really good, but it can also be a trap if you don't have the sell through rate behind it.
Yeah. If people don't want it,
Yeah.
supply and demand, simple.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But I think that was so interesting what you said, Jake. And I think, this is something to think through on how I can train people to take on that perspective for their live sales here in Vintage Jewelry Addicts, which is there's going to be trends on live sales that are different than trends on marketplaces.
Oh yeah, for sure.
By marketplace, I mean eBay and Poshmark and
Uh-huh. Static
like
sales.
static sales. Yeah. And also part of building a community, as I'm sure you found, is that you somehow attract a certain type of person and there might be 10 big buyers of a certain type of item. So you're like, oh, I guess I'll sell that item here
Yep.
if can, if it makes, sense versus listing it. Like we have trends here in Vintage Jewelry, which I would say it's also a static listing trend, but sterling silver
Yep.
sells like nobody's business. I feel like we should rename our marketplace Vintage Sterling Silver.
Uh-huh.
But back to the question. So we went over a few things with eBay. You did release a video about selling on eBay in 2025. What
Mhm.
things, if anything, because you might just basically be sharing on that video, like, guys, nothing has changed. But has anything changed, or is there, some awareness that you would want to share about selling on eBay in 2025?
So here's the thing. That video is from November of 2023. So I made that video on how to resell on eBay in 2024, and I released it the month before 2024 started. And and then once the calendar flipped over to 2025, I just changed it from 2024 to 2025 because I was going to make how to resell in 2025 in November of 2024. But when I was dealing with all that low testosterone and vitamin D levels and things like that, I hated making content and I just couldn't bring myself to make a detailed long hour video.
Yeah.
So I actually have plans to make an updated video for 2025, and I think it's going to be even longer. I think that video is an hour and 5 minutes, and I think this is probably going to be like a 2-hour video because I'm going to include a lot of how to do retail arbitrage and how to do live selling and all of these other things that have become popular over the last couple years in reselling. So yeah, things like I said, there's some basic principles in reselling that really govern your success from the beginning, but there are changes and adaptations that we make along the way. So yeah, I'm gonna be making that new 2025 video probably in the next week or 2 or 3.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that.
I will share it with our
Thanks.
Story Addicts. That's hilarious. I love that you just you shared with us. Well, actually, it was made in 2020.
Uh-huh. Yep.
This is called repurposing content, guys.
Exactly.
David, we are putting QVC out of business. Absolutely. I mean, I'm surprised that they even have a business, QVC.
Well, my grandma's still around. That's why.
He's still.
My grandma's a big QVCer.
Oh, your grandma. I'm sorry. I thought you mentioned a host or someone.
No.
Is she?
Oh, you're starting to cut out a little
So
bit.
she's still. I think. Yeah, same. Sorry about that.
No worries. I can hear you again.
Yeah. I hope we're okay. Okay, you were saying your grandmother is a QVC customer?
Yeah, she still buys a lot of QVC. It's funny.
Well, I think, here's the thing about live selling that has made it so popular is that it's a personal relationship.
Yep.
So you like the host. So if the same host on QVC is coming on and your grandmother or whomever and find someone else from someone else that she just forms that relationship with,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shoot,
No, we.
Okay, I think we're okay.
Okay. Yeah, you're like going strong for like 30 seconds, and then you like cut out for 10, and then go strong for another 30.
Hopefully, fix it by just removing my Wi-Fi. This happened last week, and it eventually kicked me off. So if it happens again, I'll have to contact it.
Well, you're crystal clear now, so it looks like that's working.
It's the Wi-Fi. I'm sorry about that, Jake. Okay, so we were
no worries.
in lifestyle. Okay, so the question I want to ask you, I have one more like very specific question for Jake. Do you guys have any questions for Jake? Please ask in the comments now. We're coming up on like 40 minutes. So we probably have about 10 more minutes left with Jake. But Jake, hearing from you about building first class treasures and obviously continuing on eBay, I'm curious what your personal goals are for 2025, whether it has to do with reselling or business in general.
Mm-hmm. So 2025 is going to be an awesome year. So every New Year's, my wife and I, we go to a cabin in the woods and we go skiing, and we write each other letters, and then we make our year vision. So this year is called the year of health. So everything that I do every single day is revolved around becoming an even healthier version of myself. Same with my wife. So I'm really excited to get back to a really healthy. I played some high school athletics. My wife is a D1 athlete. She just retired from college soccer, and so we're going to be really healthy this year. We're super excited about that, and I'm hoping that we will start our family in 2025. So super pumped about that as well. And monetarily, we're just going to keep building things. Yeah, I lived in an area that had one really good thrift store, but was a smaller town. And now there was about 80,000 people living there. And now we just moved to northern Utah that has 2.5 million people within 60 miles. So it's a very densely populated area. So a lot more junk to go through at thrift stores and yard sales and stuff. So we're going to be expanding the eBay and the First Class Treasures business as well. But yeah, the biggest goal is to be healthier and to just small town random relics lives in a town of 1,500. Geez. No, the goal is to just become an even more healthy and confident individual. Because when you are healthy and confident, you will make more money and you'll have a happier life.
Agreed. Do you ever leave Utah to source, Jake?
Yeah, I actually just got back from Las Vegas yesterday. That was like a half get the sun and vitamin D trip, half get good inventory to sell on eBay and First Class Treasures trip. So yeah, I go to Vegas. I used to go to Vegas all the time because that was 90 minutes away. Now it's 6.5 hours away.
Oh.
But I go up into Idaho, and I go to California, and then I have some reseller friends in Florida, and so when I see them, I go do some thrifting and stuff out there. So everywhere.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'll be in Vegas next week, so I'm looking
For the boss.
To the Boss Reseller Remix. Yeah.
Nice.
But I'll be there early, so I'm going to the Salvation Army bins because they have bins out there.
Yep. Yeah, I go to their bins. I was there like the first week it opened, and it was very small, but I think it's gotten even bigger.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll be good.
I'm excited. Yes, Vivi, it is celluloid. Actually, it's a 1930s fish brooch.
Wow.
Can you, Jake? We're like commenting on each other's jewelry on the live. So guys, we have a few more minutes with Jake. We do have a question from Jamie. Jamie asks of Flippin' Mantiques, how many platforms do you list your items on?
So I list all of my items on eBay, and then everything under £5 I cross-list to Poshmark. And I just sold a $500 camera on Poshmark. I've sold complete PlayStation 3s, so really random electronics and everything sell on Poshmark. I've sold some basketball cards and comic books. So don't be afraid to just cross-list everything under £5 over to Poshmark. I cross-list everything except for pocket knives that I sell a lot of onto Mercari because they don't allow pocket knives. And then I cross-list everything under £5 over to First Class Treasures as well.
Okay. That reminds me that I had mentioned something to you in my note. I forget the name of it. Never heard of Cellraise.
Cellraise, yeah.
RAZE. Can you walk us through what that is?
Yeah, so Cellraise is a new app / artificial intelligence. The CEO of the app reached out to me about a month ago. They just launched it. It's very new, where you take a picture of something, and then it populates sold listings across the internet on like eBay and Mercari and Depop and stuff like that. And then it will automatically build those listings for you and then list them to your platforms all at the same time. So right now they're compatible with eBay, Mercari, Depop, Vinted, Grailed, and then they're working on Poshmark. And then I'm actually working with them to get District integrated into it as well.
Thank you for that work. Okay, so wait, it integrates. So okay, It's AI technology. You take a photo, it gives you the comps, and then it also suggests the pricing, description, title
Yep.
for the listing.
Yeah. So you probably saw my video where I went into a Marshalls and I bought some Converse. Well, I didn't even buy them yet. I
Yeah.
found some Converse for $50, and I took a picture of them with cell rays, and then I listed them for $150 to eBay, Facebook, and Mercari. And then like 16 minutes later, I was still in the store. They sold on eBay. So that was pretty dope.
That's
Yeah.
Wait, how long did it take you start to finish using the app to actually list the shoes?
45 or 50 seconds. Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty sweet. It's still like it's a very new technology, and there's still like some issues with it here and there. But yeah,
Yeah.
like it works really well. So like with jewelry, it's probably not the greatest because of the tiny makers and if it's
Yeah.
925 or if it things like that. But like when it comes to like if you have a Stanley mug, it's really good. I've sold a few Stanley mugs using the software, and yeah, it's really good. So it's called Cell Raise. I'll type it into the chat.
Don't worry, I've also been typing it into the chat, but let's have Jake type it into the chat because then you guys won't miss it.
Yeah,
It does sound like sale raise though. Kathleen, you're tuning in
yeah,
on Facebook. It is SELLRACE. I will be
yep,
downloading and also contacting the CEO unless Jake wants to introduce us because that sounds fantastic. Jake is
yeah,
right. Great. I think that's why we love Vintage Jewelry Addicts because we can really sell jewelry here authentically. There's a lot of imitation pieces out there, unfortunately. So
yep.
people that they're buying something of value and they're not really. But for the rest of us, I mean, we all sell a lot of different things, and that's great to hear that you are, looking to connect it with District. So
Yeah. But honestly, like, and a lot of people are using it as like a more a more sophisticated Google Lens. So like a lot
yeah,
of people are just like snapping photos just to like see what something is, and like you don't even have to list it. You can just be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's a vintage Peter Pan. I didn't even know that was Peter Pan. Cool, and then you can make your buying decision from there. So I think they're messing around with the pricing because it's so new. But if you use the code J.Ride Flips, I think you'll get some sort of discount. And then and yeah, I'm not. They're playing around with the pricing. They told me a few different pricing that they wanted to use, but I'm not completely sure today how much it costs. I think it's like $10 a month.
oh, that's nothing. Okay, I
Yeah.
thought like 75 or something.
So I think they're trying to like include even more features, and I think like it might be like $30 a month. Like I think they might start doing like they might just like completely replace Vendu and start doing the cross listing and delisting and sharing and all of that software and stuff too. So it'll.
So it's
But
like
yeah, right now it's really cool. You just take pictures, it lists things for you, and it's cool on all the platforms at the same time.
so awesome. Well, you guys seemed really, really excited about. Yes, Jamie, I found the. It's an iPhone app, right, Jake? Not
Yep.
Android yet. No, Android's there. It's both, guys.
Yep. Yeah, it's just in the App Store. Um, and yeah, it's pretty cool. And it has a desktop version as well.
Oh, sweet. So you can upload photos to your laptop and upload them via
Mhm.
desktop. Sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You guys were, I mean, I was interested too because I was like, what is cell raise? So the
Yeah.
technology, as we all know, I mean, it can be hard to keep up with, but it helps to empower us to sell more secondhand, you
Well, so
know?
I have, and there's also another company that I work with called Deal Soldier, where it
Hmm.
alerts you when there's deals at your local Walmart or Target or Home Depot or really any store, and it tells you like, oh hey, this $700 fridge is on sale for $19 at Best Buy. Go grab it. And I have it set to tell me when like so sports cards were really huge for a while, right? And the reason why people couldn't get new sports cars is because of these AI tools. So I have it trained that whenever these sports cards drop that resell for like $120, they drop at Target for $30. It'll go and it'll buy it for me and then have it sent to my house. So every once in a while, I'll just get like a package of like, oh, got some sealed Pokemon cards. Let's get these listed.
And so that's also using AI technology just to automatically place the order for you.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Oh, gosh.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet.
Here we go. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know if you can answer this question. Do you have a remote control selling app? Are you asking if there is one, Random Relics? Like if one exists?
Random Relics is one of my good friends. He's a jokester.
Oh.
So I on TikTok, they call me the remote goat because I sell a lot of remote controls. But yeah, I'm actually, so like Commonwealth Picker has the little Enema Man. I'm actually working on a remote control plush that you can use to turn on sales every morning. So that'll be fun.
That's adorable. That is so. I guess I watched many of your videos. You've talked about remote control.
Remote controls are sweet, man.
You've even showed like your shelves of controls.
Yep. At one point, I had 1,100 remotes in stock. At one point, that was awesome.
That's great. That's so great. Well, maybe you can make an entire marketplace just for remotes. Remotes.com, which I'm sure someone owns that domain.
Oh yeah,
man,
that'd be a pretty expensive URL for sure.
Definitely. All right, guys. So this has been Jake. Thank you so much again. And I hope that many of our jewelry addicts come visit you at First Class Treasures.
Yeah, I think I've had like 7 or 8 of you guys join during this live, so appreciate it. Super awesome.
Definitely in touch for any future collaborations as District grows, and we can do some fun things to promote each other's marketplaces. And again, if you guys haven't subscribed to Jake on YouTube, go ahead and do that. It's in the host notes. And Jake, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to add that I didn't go over or that's on your mind?
No, yeah, thank you guys so much. If you guys want to sell on First Class Treasures, I'm actually working very closely with Ivan and Eddie, and we talk a lot about like Google AdWords and things like that. We're already getting a ton of static sales as well on the platform every day. So if you guys have literally anything that you want to sell statically as well as live, you can apply to be a seller and just write in the notes that you sell on eBay and Vintage Addicts and all that stuff, and you guys approved. But yeah, no, it's really fun. We're having a good time, and hope to see you guys there.
Amazing. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We had great viewership tonight. Appreciate it. If you did not catch this from start to finish, I will share the replay. It's also on our Facebook page and my YouTube. So, Jake, I'll share the YouTube link with you if you want to reshare that anywhere. And no, Jake can't hide from us, Random Relics. And thank you again, Jake. I hope you have a great night, and good luck taking care of your health.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'll get that posted on my Facebook and YouTube as well. So
fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you again live soon.
Bye, guys.